me? Are you with me? Hi. Hello. 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 Who's joining us? Hi, Anna. Hi, darling. How are you? Just thought I would jump on this morning. I said I would on Saturday, the 6th of June, jump on, do a little live Q&A in regards to online business and public speaking. There's a few people in a couple of my groups ahead of the event that I'm running on the 27th of June, which is again, it's a continuation of Sydney Leaders and Public Speakers, and also the How to Shine Online event that I ran at the end of April. It's a continuation of that. But ahead of that, I said, hey, because some of us have extra time at the moment, some of us are getting back to work at the moment, and some of us are still coming into this transition into the online business space and have a lot of questions right now. So I thought I'd jump on. So I will just give it a few more seconds just to see if anyone's going to jump on, Erna. But while I was just setting up here this morning, I'll just give you a couple of things as well. I'll just tell you a little bit about me setting up. Because for anyone who isn't aware, and Ginny the cat is joining me at my friend's place today. So Ginny's with us on the floor right now saying hi. But I was, back in my days of my training, the very first thing I ever did at uni was performing arts, right? I did contemporary arts, drama as a major, but I also did media arts as a sub-major, which meant that I studied film and I studied photography there for a bit. So anytime I'm setting up a video right now for myself, I don't have anywhere near as much of the perfect setup, since, you know, I still haven't done it yet since I've moved to Sydney. I haven't set up in a permanent space where I can set up a permanent studio. I really love full as much equipment that I would want to make my video look how I want. However, the average person on here also is in a circumstance where you may not have been in a position where you have thousands and thousands and thousands of mega amounts of equipment in your space, right? So, like, let me just give you a couple of good tips about setting up in a space, your home space, right? For example, so I'm just going to try and show you outside. You can sort of see in the camera just outside. You see the massive reflective force of water out there right now, which makes it a little bit challenging to light this space right now, because you see what happens when I come this way. All of a sudden, let me just try and gently put this down and walk over here. You see how it's like I'm completely lit from underneath right now? It's like there's a reflector underneath me. All that is literally just coming off the water and the table just here. So you don't want lighting coming from underneath you. I put one lamp here. There's one lamp there. There's one lamp just beside me there. I've turned on the light over my head and I picked this position behind me as the best potentially possible position in the room, because A, I can control the lighting that I have coming down on me. I can put a couple of lights this way, and I've also got behind me, I picked the spot with the pretty photo and the singing bowls and the Buddha head that's also got some natural lighting coming from that way as well as from that way, and a little bit coming from that way. So it just sort of balances the lighting out a little bit better. And that's only just household lamps. That's not even getting into fancy equipment. So that was just a couple of little pieces of wisdom on how to work with, you know, limited resources in a home setup, like particularly while we've all been in lockdown right now. Don't feel like you can't do a video just because you don't have millions of dollars worth of equipment, right? But when you can get it, even better. Let me just check your messages, Erna, because you've said a couple of things. Oh! Hi, darling. I haven't got my laptop set up with me the way I normally would, so I can work on the side today. You've given me an excuse to pause the vacuuming. Yes! Any excuse to not vacuum. You're more about the workshop. Oh, yes, about the workshop. And I'm upright. Brilliant. So yeah, it's just trickier because once you go upright, you that's what happens when you ever see videos where they've got black on the side, when they've come up in that way, when somebody's done it on Facebook or they've posted it to websites, and it, or YouTube or wherever, and they just upload it when it was filmed, like with your camera in the up and down orientation. I'm just trying to put it in simple terms, right, rather than fancy terms. Like, that's why. It's because they've filmed it like this as opposed to rotating their phone to the side, which gives you the wider view that you see when you see people's views that look that way. Anyway, Facebook Live doesn't seem to be able to cope with it right now. Anyway, pushing on. In regards to Erina's statement about the workshop, so at the end of the month, I'm running How to Shine Online, and we have a why theme this week. This is part of, usually I do what the event is all about. It's like a practice space for public speakers. It's a place for, if you are a bit, if the thought of going and just talking about yourself at a Business Network International or a Toastmasters or giving a high-level corporate presentation scares the bejesus out of you right now, then this would be a good space for you, because we're about taking off the pressure and just saying, come to this space, and it's an online space right now. Come to this space, and here's an opportunity for you to give it a go. Here's an opportunity for you to introduce yourself to everyone and talk a little about what you do. There's a section in there where you can actually bring 1 to 3 minutes-ish of a public speaking piece that you're working on at the moment, and you can give it a go and ask for feedback if you want to. Then we always have a guest speaker or someone who's a professional speaker, usually come either to talk about their expertise and to talk to you about how you can either work on your online business or work on your public speaking to help you be the best version of you in both, and or connect with the right clients and attract the kind of clients that you want to help them achieve the outcome that you want and help your business achieve the outcome that it wants. It's about helping you to improve your skill in that respect, and we always have a speaker who is a professional speaker who can help with that. And we have an education section that whatever seems to be topical that month, then it's been me the last little bit, but other times it will be someone else as well, who just gives you a bit of like workshop style work on some particular aspect of your public speaking online business, and we just workshop through that. This month we have a why theme. So because it's been a bit of a challenging time right now, and there's so much going on in the world right now, which is putting us in a mental space of chaos, and we're in a state of uncertainty in ourselves, and because there's a lot of things that have gone the way of the Tower card the last little bit in people's businesses. Some people's markets have disappeared overnight, and some people have pivoted, the cool word, pivoted, either shifted into a niche or solving a problem which is absolutely still needed right now, and then they're going for it and thriving. But there's also this whole segment of the world right now, young people, multiple generations, many people that are just not sure what to commit to and not sure what to do right now, because so much is changing and people are afraid to commit to anything, because it's like, well, what if it's going to fall apart in 5 seconds? For one, if the world's meant to change, then I don't want to commit to the wrong thing and waste my time and energy. There's a lot of that going on. But at the same time, as we're in this kind of revolution of people wanting things to not go back to the way that they were, while some people are desperate for things to go back to the way they were. And there's these massive, it's like a whirlpool. The whole of everything feels like a whirlpool of energy right now, right? And it's very easy to, with events like that are going on in the US, with what that's brought up here, with various discussions that are coming up in regards to what came up. I'm not going to say the word of the virus because it'll get this video tagged, and it just, I just don't want to mention it right now. But like, it's just all these things that have just thrown us. They've just really thrown us, and a lot of people are just in this state of, you can just see how fast are people's opinions just changing by the minute right now, and what somebody said tomorrow is changed by the next day, and that's completely fine. Like, we can't grow unless we have the freedom to kind of, And we don't grow in self-awareness unless we have the ability to work through that and ask myself what is my truth within that. But there's also finding our clarity and maintaining our center within that. So one of the things I wanted to speak to today, short of there being some extra questions right now, was one of the things that I always talk about. It's never been a more important time right now, where it's so important to be able to have a practice every single day where you disconnect from everything else in the world, disconnect from all the drama, disconnect from everything on social media, and just tune into you, right? Whether it's a meditative practice, whether it's a breath work process and a mindfulness type technique, whatever your thing is, this is the time where it's never been a more important time where we're practicing that. So for me, like, I just have a version of that I do every day, where I just call it the energy in, energy out, and the reset my intention. 3 steps of the process practice, where it's just like, I sit, I breathe, I intend to literally reconnect to the highest version of me, my higher self, and my higher wisdom. I ask to connect with that, and then I ask to let go of everything that's not that right now. And I ask to if it's not, I ask to then realign with what is in my highest good, what's in the highest service of all right now, and just say a little prayer to my higher self, to my guides, to whoever that is for you. I just say a little process around that to just say, just please help realign me with me right now. Help me be centered in that. Help me connect with all the people that are meant to be a part of that picture. Show me what's the best way for me to be of service.